Hello friends, welcome back. In this video we are going to discuss about navigation component, which is a part of Android Jetpack library, and it will make your coding much easier to navigate between the components or the fragments. So let's discuss more about navigation component here. So guys, as the name suggests, it will mainly help you to navigate between different screens inside Android application, and this component is available with Android Studio 3.3 and higher versions. You can also read more about the navigation component on this official documentation of Google. So let me show this inside in my browser, which is already open. You can see here. Okay, and many benefits also they have mentioned here, like handling fragment transaction, up and back navigation automatic by default they have provided. Deep linking also you can implement with the help of navigation component. Okay, and many more advantages are there. So let's start the coding. Okay, so to start the navigation component within your Android application, you need to first of all add the dependencies that you can find out here on the getting started tab. You can see dependencies given here, navigation fragment and navigation UI. These two are the minimum dependency we require to start the navigation component coding. So first of all, I will copy these dependencies and add inside my application. So you can see inside my module app Gradle file, I will paste those libraries inside dependency block and sync the project. So here my sync process is completed. So you can see first step we completed, we added the dependency. Next we can create the navigation graph. Okay, navigation graph is kind of resource file that we need to create here. You can see inside our project I'm going to right click on the resource folder, and from the new menu I will select the Android resource file, and the type of resource file will be navigation. So you can see navigation resource type I have selected, and the file name you can type anything. I have given nav graph currently and press OK. So navigation graph file is generated. Here you can see it is divided into three parts. First one is a component tree, and second one you can drag your fragments or the destinations here. Okay, and attributes is the third panel. Okay, so we have done with the nav graph file here, and next step you can see add nav host to your activity. Nav host, that is a fragment special tag we have with the navigation component library we added. Okay, so we need to add fragment container view inside our activity, and we also need to mention the file name here as a nav graph property. Okay, and the name of this fragment container view will be nav host fragment. Okay, so guys, you can type it manually, or I will currently going to just copy and paste inside my activities XML file. You can see. Okay, so you can change the constraint layout with any other layout. Let me convert to linear layout, and next I will replace this text view with fragment container view. Okay, it is required width and height, which is not in my tag currently, so I will type it manually, match parent, and height match parent. Okay, so we have done with Android x.fragment.app.fragment container view, and the name of this view will be nav host fragment, and the nav graph you can see it is the file name which we created recently with nav graph XML file. So we have done with this nav host to the activity. So next we need to add the destination inside our navigation graph. Okay, so here you can see we have navigation graph file, and here we need to add destination. So you can create destination, might be your fragment or activity or dialog fragment even. Okay, so destination might be anything. It may be another navigation file as well. Okay, so let me create fragment first, then after we can add as a destination, or you can directly create the new destination, and here you will get the suggestion to create a new destination, and it will show you the option to create a fragment. Okay, so we can create any fragment. Let me create blank fragment first of all, and name of this fragment I will provide home fragment here. Okay, and finish it. So I create one fragment which is indirectly my destination. Okay, similarly we can create as many fragments we want. Here I'm going to create one more fragment, and let me name it login fragment here. Finish. Okay, similarly we can create one more fragment and name it registration fragment. Okay, so we created three destinations here. You can see each fragment means it represents the one destination, and here you need to set up the action as well. Action means from which fragment you want to redirect on another fragment. Here you can see our home fragment has icon of home. That means it will be our launcher fragment. So whenever we run our activity, it will start with our home fragment, that is the home fragment. Okay, because here you can also check inside the code, that is a start destination with home fragment. If you want, you can change the home icon to any other fragment. Like I want to continue with login fragment, then I will select that login fragment and click on this start destination icon. Okay, but currently I will continue with home fragment, and you can see here circle kind of pop-up you will get here, and you can connect it with other fragment. So this is called the action. This arrow is called action, and it will confirm that from home fragment I will write a code to redirect or navigate on the login fragment. Similarly, from home fragment I also want to navigate on the registration fragment. Then I will connect another action here. You can see to registration fragment, and whatever actions you are drawing up here, you can see the code. The action tags will auto generated with the respective id. Like here you can see action home fragment to login fragment, and action home fragment to registration fragment. So navigation file is ready, and we also attach this file with our main activity. If you run this much coding, let me check the output. So it will display with our home fragment first of all. Okay, you can also create a sub package here for separation of activities and fragment. Like here I'm going to create fragments package, and I will move the fragments to this package. Okay, let's check the output with this much coding. So guys, you can see the output. It is displaying currently our home fragment. So now let's have two buttons inside our home fragment, and on the click event of each button we will redirect to login and registration fragment, right? So here I'm going to create two buttons inside our home fragments layout file. Linear layout with orientation vertical, and let me have the gravity as well, center, and two button. Here I'm going to create button 1 with text property login, and id button login here. Similarly, I'm going to create one more button registration with id button registration, right? So we have two buttons, and next I'm going to create the event of these two buttons. Before creating the events, I will make the enable view binding inside our application. So let me write build features view binding true and sync now. Okay, so we make our project view binding enable true. Next I will again back to our home fragment, and here I am going to create private fragment home binding. If you are not aware about the view binding concept, I will suggest you to view my view binding video first. Okay, then after you can understand this view binding concept. So let me create binding instance here, fragment home binding dot inflate, and inside the bracket we can pass inflator comma container comma false. Okay, next I am going to return view binding instance dot root. So I will write binding dot get root. Next we will create on view created, and inside on view created we will write binding dot button login dot set on click listener. Similarly, binding dot button registration dot set on click listener. So we have two buttons ready with click event. Now on the click event of my button login, I will redirect to login fragment, and on the click event of button registration, we will redirect navigate on registration fragment. Okay, so what code we can write for navigating between these fragments? So guys, you can see navigation dot find nav controller. This is a method you will get with navigation class, and inside the bracket you can pass the view, and dot navigate is a method where you can pass the id of your action, and respective to your action it will redirect to the fragments. Okay, so let me write here navigation dot find nav controller. Inside bracket you can pass the view here. So view means here the view we argument we have here in buttons click event, so that view I can pass here. And dot navigate method we will have. Inside navigate method you can see there are number of different arguments you can pass here, but I am going to pass the id of my action. So that will be r dot id dot action. You can see we have two action currently available inside our nav graph xml file. So here I am going to redirect to login fragment. So I will choose r.id.action.home fragment to login fragment. Similarly, if you want to redirect on registration fragment, then you can type navigation dot find now controller v dot navigate r dot id dot action home fragment to registration fragment. This action id you can also find inside your navigation xml file. You can see we created two actions here inside home fragment to redirect on respective fragments. Okay, so with this coding, if you run and check the output, you will get the output like if you click on button login, then it will redirect it to login fragment, and if you click on the registration fragment, it will redirect it to registration fragment. So let's check the output. So guys, you can see we have two buttons with our home fragment. If I click on login, then it will redirect it to login fragment, and if I click on registration, it will redirect it to registration fragment. Even you can see back press also it is working without any extra coding. Okay, so it automatically handles the backstack here right inside navigation component. And now let's design something inside our login fragment, so more better for us to understand. So let me design something here. Here I am going to create linear layout inside our login fragment with orientation vertical, and with edit text, match parent, wrap content, id, et, username, and input type here text. Okay, you can also set the gravity center and padding 16 dp. So it will have some space around the edit text. One more edit text I am going to create. Et password with input type password and one button. Okay, so we have ready our login fragment. Inside our registration fragment, I will simply have the text like it is a registration fragment, so we can confirm it is the registration fragment. Okay, so what is next? I am going to pass data between our destination. Say suppose I want to pass data from one destination to another destination, right? Then how can we pass this data? So that we are going to discuss next. Okay, inside our login fragment we have two edit texts. One is et username and second one is et password. Okay, and if I click on the submit button, I want to pass that username to the next fragment. Say suppose I want to create one more fragment here. So let me create one more fragment. Name of the fragment I have given to dashboard fragment. Okay, and this fragment also we will consider as a destination. So inside our nav graph I will add one more destination. Here you can see dashboard destination, and on this dashboard destination I will redirect from login fragment. So I will connect this action like here. Okay, so from login fragment I want to redirect on the dashboard fragment. So next, inside our login fragment we will write the code. So first of all I will create the instance of binding. Okay, next we will create on view created method here, and inside on view created we will create the event of the submit button we have inside our button login layout. Okay, so binding dot button submit dot set on click listener v, and next we will write navigation dot find now controller v dot navigate and r dot id dot action login fragment to dashboard fragment. So it will redirect it to the dashboard fragment from login fragment. So what next? We need to pass value from login fragment to dashboard fragment. So for that you can find different option. Here I am going to implement the bundle. Okay, bundle through we can pass the value from this login fragment to dashboard. So let me create bundle instance first of all. Okay, after creating bundle instance you can put value here, right? Whatever type of value you have, put string, put integer, put float, put double, boolean, any type of data you might have. Okay, so currently I am going to pass string value, and the key of the this value will be user something I have typed, user name something I have given the key, and what is the value. So that will be the value typed by user inside our edit text. So let me fetch that value first of all. Binding dot et username dot get text dot toString. So we fetch the value from et username, and here I am not going to have any kind of validation. We are just passing the value, right? And the value we have put inside bundle, and that bundle you can pass with your navigate method. You can see the second argument we have with the navigate method is bundle. So here I will pass that bundle to our targeted dashboard fragment. Okay, so next inside your dashboard fragment you can fetch that value from bundle. So let me override on view created. Inside on view created, you can find get arguments method. So it will return the instance of bundle. Okay, and inside that bundle, okay, inside that bundle you will fetch the value that you pass from login fragment. So let me have string username equal to bundle dot get string. Okay, so get string, why? Because we are passing string value from our login fragment. So accordingly we can write get string with key. So key must be same, right? Whichever you are using while passing the value, the same key you need to use over here. So you will get the value, and that value you can display inside your dashboard fragment. So let me change some layout inside our dashboard fragment. TV username with math parent or height, wrap content width height. Okay, text property we will remove it. So we have text view, and we are going to set the value here. So private fragment dashboard binding inflator comma container comma false. Okay, next here you can see binding.tv username.set text welcome username. Okay, so let's check the output. First of all, we will see the home fragment, inside which we will have two fragments, login and registration. If I click on login, then it will display the login fragment first. Okay, so let's check the output, so it will be better for you to understand. Okay guys, so here is our home fragment. If I click on the login button, it will display the login fragment here, which in which first edit text is for username. So here I am going to pass something username and password, anything I can type, no matters. Okay, and if I click on the submit button, you can see username I will have in our dashboard fragment. Okay, so it makes our coding much easier, and at one place you can see what kind of screens you have and from which screen you are redirecting to another screen. Okay guys, so this is enough for this video. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like our video, and also comment as if possible. Okay, so thank you guys, thank you so much.